Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating perspective on something literally every single one of us deals with, and that's hardship. We're looking at a piece of philosophy called Providence Through Adversity, subtitled Shifting Your Perspective on Hardship. It's all about how we process our toughest challenges. We all face struggles, right? Whether it's just sitting in gridlock traffic when you're already late or something massively life-altering. But what if the lens we use to view our pain is actually hiding its true purpose? Let's dive right in and see how a subtle shift in our thinking can completely change how we process those tough times.
So what if the hardest moments of your life were actually giving you exactly what you asked for? Just let that sit for a second. Seriously, think about the struggles you're facing right now before we go any further. We usually look at our hardest moments as roadblocks, right? Or, maybe even punishments. But what if they aren't punishments at all? What if they're actually perfectly designed provisions? Just keep that idea right at the front of your mind as we move forward.
Section 1. Defining the divine. The ground rules of the universe. To really grasp this perspective, the text starts by laying down a foundation. It defines the ultimate source of our circumstances, or God, with these core attributes: love, justice, hope, and faith. And establishing this benevolent baseline is absolutely crucial before we can even attempt to make sense of tragedy. Because think about it, if we view the universe as random or chaotic or just plain cruel, there's really no meaning to be found. But by anchoring ourselves in love, justice, hope, and faith as the ground rules, we build a safe space to actually examine the painful parts of life.
Moving on to Section 2, Finding Meaning in Tragedy, the Ultimate Challenge.
Now, the text definitely doesn't shy away from the pain. It directly acknowledges this harsh reality. Deriving meaning out of tragedy is difficult, but with faith, everything that happens can be meaningful. It doesn't pretend it's easy. It's not telling you to just smile through your tears. It fully validates that difficulty. But here's the key. It introduces faith not just to some passive feeling, but as the active tool you need to transform that pain. Faith in that baseline of love and justice, that's the bridge taking us from senseless tragedy to profound meaning.
Section 3. Life. 2 or 4. The Cognitive Shift. So here is the central paradigm shift. We have a stark contrast between two realities. On the left, it's the default mode for a lot of us. Life happens to us. According to our source, this is what happens when we don't assign meaning to our circumstances. We just kind of remain passive, we become victims of circumstance. But then look at the right side. Life happens for us. This reality only unlocks when we actively choose to see meaning in our struggles. The whole trajectory of your life fundamentally changes when you make that choice. It's literally the difference between just absorbing whatever hits you and actively using it to build your life.
Which brings us to Section 4. The paradox of requests. How opportunities are disguised. This is where the abstract philosophy becomes our daily reality. We constantly ask for virtues, right? Strength, wisdom, courage, love. But what are we actually provided with? Difficulties, problems, dangers, and troubled people. It's this incredibly beautiful irony. We ask for a finished gift of virtue, but what we actually receive is a challenge. We are handed the raw materials required to build that gift ourselves.
Let's slow down and really look at those first two. You asked for strength, and you were given difficulties. You asked for wisdom, and you were given problems. Think about it. How can you grow stronger without resistance pushing against you? It's the difficulty itself that actually creates the strength. And wisdom? Wisdom isn't just magically downloaded into our brains. It's bred by untangling complex problems. Problems force us to think, try, fail, and ultimately become wise. So what looks like a heavy burden is actually the exact perfect environment needed to fulfill your request.
And this logic extends to the absolute hardest parts of the human experience. You asked for courage, and you were given dangers. You asked for love, and you were given troubled people. It feels super counterintuitive, but it is completely logical. Courage literally cannot exist without danger or fear. It needs something to overcome. And love? The text suggests that deep, transformative love isn't just about perfectly easy relationships. It's about empowering troubled people. So the very things we usually run away from, dangers and difficult people, are actually brilliantly disguised gifts of courage and love.
And finally, Section 5. Becoming who we are, the power of recognition. The text brings it all together with this incredible, empowering quote. God gives us opportunities to become who we are supposed to become, only if we recognize. I really want to emphasize that last word, recognize. This whole philosophical system relies completely on our awareness. The opportunities to gain strength, wisdom, courage, and love, they are constantly surrounding us. They are tailor-made for us, but they're disguised as hardships. If we just complain about the difficulties, the problems, the dangers, we miss the point entirely. Life is happening for us, but only if we have the vision to recognize these challenges as the exact opportunities we need.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final powerful question. What difficulty is in your life right now, and what is it trying to give you? I really challenge you to apply this new framework to your own life today. Next time you face a massive hurdle, don't ask why it's happening to you. Ask what it's doing for you. Ask what virtue it's brilliantly disguised to help you build. Thank you so much for exploring this profound text with me, and I hope you can start recognizing the incredible provisions waiting inside your own challenges.